Hello everyone, it's Matt here, and I'm back from my holiday. I actually came back yesterday because this is Sunday, but I was busy catching up on a few bits and pieces and getting stuff unpacked and that sort of thing. So the first thing is that there's going to be two parts from the holiday. Effectively, there's going to be this part, which is sort of like the return, and I'm splitting off the trains section into a different one, sort of like the preserved railway sort of side. So I can discuss that in general in different videos. So if you're interested in just like the touristy stuff, you can stick to this video. But if you're interested in the trains bit, you can watch that as well. So it was a quite nice, relaxing holiday. We didn't do a great deal. I mean, I think one of the days was just spent combing beaches for Lego, and I did do. I think it was 3 beaches we covered, possibly 4, all of which have been confirmed to have Lego wash up in them in the past. So for those of you who may not be aware, I think it was late 80s, early 90s, Lego was being transported on a container ship in a container, and then during the storm some of the containers fell containing Lego, and it's been washing up on shores ever since. Obviously it's very much pot luck as to whether you're able to find any. So it's got to be the right, so it's got to wash up on the right beach at the right time with you there. Effectively, I mean, you might be able to dig some out of the sand possibly, but some people have sort of said that it's literally just washed up in front of them. Others have sort of said they just had a little bit of a tentacle sticking out from one of the octopuses and they're able to fetch it that way. There's been quite a lot of elements that have been washed over the years, like seaweed and octopi and various other bits and swords and that sort of stuff. I didn't find any, but it comes and goes. One of the other things we were able to visit while we were down there was Screech Owl Sanctuary. We did visit there previous time we went to Cornwall, but they've updated a few things, expanded the site, got a few more breeds in now as well. For those of you wondering, if you can hear thunder and rain, that is actually coming from outside. That's not sound effects. That is literally the weather outside at the moment. It's quite bad, and it's probably might flood later on, depending on how much we get. Obviously Screech was quite nice. I was able to handle an owl briefly, so he was getting a bit on. He's actually a film star. The owl I actually had on the glove. He didn't actually appear as himself. He was sort of like for test footage when they want to see how owls fly, so they can animate them properly, and that sort of thing. So it was quite nice to see. And obviously, it does. I can't really go on holiday without buying some Lego. So this is stuff I could have bought locally, or some of it certainly. One of the new 2018 Arctic sets. This is actually one I wanted, primarily just because it would expand the Arctic sort of theme. I've only got about 2 different sets for Arctic from the 2014 range, so getting a bit more Arctic wouldn't hurt. This is actually one of the about 3 sets I actually want now, so that's one out of the way. Now the Easter Bunny, or the Easter sort of celebrational pack, which is these. These were a gift for purchase if you purchased more than £20 worth, I think it was, in Sainsbury's. So below all Sainsbury's down in Cornwall actually had these for £2 each to try and sell them off. So I bought a couple of those. One of which I might open. One of which I might give away because I've already got one from when I bought one stuff up here locally. And when I was in St Ives, I purchased these, so I'll actually come back to Salt Ives in a bit, but yeah, so these are just 3 little minifigures. These are from Series 17. I did kind of want to get one of the fitness instructors, so I kind of missed out on the first time, but they didn't have any unfortunately, so I missed out on that. And I hate to admit it, but I did buy fake Lego. This is from, I think it was My Block, I think they call themselves. It was imported by Candy Toys of Exeter. So I do actually own another My set, which is a tractor. So I'll do a bit of a review on the fake Lego and sort of see how good it is, how bad it is. Generally speaking, My is actually referred to as one of the better brands of imitation Lego. So and the store that I bought this from actually had a good variety. I actually bought this because it's actually a monkey, so I want to sort of see how good the monkey is in comparison. And there's actually two of these sets. You can buy a sort of like a sort of standard boat set, and there's also like a proper set with a little boat and a sail. So they had more expensive sets, and they certainly had cheaper sets. So this was £350, so a very sort of middle of the range sort of set that they had. So I'll mention St Ives. If you are going to try and visit St Ives, and this is a really good easy way to get in if you can, is if you drive to a station called the Lance Saltings, you can actually get the branch line into St Ives on the train, and if you're an adult it's £4, £4 for an adult, no matter what time of day you go. But obviously if you have more than 2 adults in you can actually get a group saver, which covers up to 4 people, so I think that's 4 kids or 4 adults at least, but you can also cover it's sort of like 2 adults and 2 kids, or 3 adults, or 2 adults and 1 kid, and that sort of thing, and it just brings the cost down. And that's only £8. So obviously it's not worth it if you have more than 2 people, because 2 adults and the group saver costs the same. But if you have more than 2 adults, then the group saver cuts the cost down a bit. And obviously if you're going in by train to St Ives, that saves a lot of bother, because obviously your parks have been a proper car park, and obviously you have to pay and display, but it means then that your car is safe. You're not having to drive around St Ives, which is rather narrow and rather restrictive. It means then that yes, you're having to wait for the train, but it means then that you get a nice bit of scenery. You can actually see quite a lot of beaches and natural sort of things, in a bit of a golf course, which you might not see which you probably won't see from the road, and it gives you a nice different perspective. It also means you're not having to cope with St Ives obviously for driving or parking, because parking in St Ives is a bit expensive. So that's, I don't know, £11 something if there's like 2+ adults, including the car parking. Actually works out cheap, might work out cheaper in the long run if you include petrol and the car parking charges and that sort of thing. So it's a very nice journey in St Ives on the branch line. I would recommend it if you are going down there. Now obviously I can't go to Cornwall without buying some fudge, so if you're on a second, there's actually almost £16 worth of fudge in here, or there was at least. This is just 1 block of vanilla. This is actually going to work, so it's quite a hefty implement. There's 2 lots of 200 grams each of salted caramel, so this is 1. There's 100 grams of Jack Daniel's fudge for some friends, so we've got that there. And there's another 200 gram block here of salted caramel here as well. I did also get 200 grams of Rocky Road flavour, which I've already eaten. But yeah, if you ever want to get fudge in St Ives and you want some actual nice fudge, and you don't want to be ripped off, I'd certainly recommend Myrings. They're kind of on a bit out of the way, in terms of they're not actually in the Harbour area. They're on 4th Street, but it's very nice fudge, very affordable. It's about £165 for 100 grams, and it is really fresh and homemade. That certainly has the texture and taste of being homemade, and it's certainly not factory produced. There's quite a lot of nice variety of flavours. There's like salted caramel, chocolate, Rocky Road, vanilla, and they do all sorts of things as well, like mint and chocolate, and they do other ones where it's one flavour wrapped in chocolate as well. So if you want a nice variety of fudge, definitely go to Myrings. And we've actually used Myrings now, I think it's 3 times we've gone down, and never had a problem with their fudge at all. So just a pointer. Obviously this weekend and the bank holiday, because it is bank holiday Monday tomorrow, I'm going to be spending kind of busy and probably not much to do in the channel, because there's stuff for Overwatch and Euro Truck Simulator 2, because there's obviously the Overwatch anniversary event going on, and there's the Crone Racing component sort of job to do, where you've got to deliver to 12 different cities with the racing components trailer, which I think is a precursor to the Crone DLC that's going to be coming soon. And there's obviously quite a lot of gaming news to talk about and stuff like that, so I'll probably make a video about that on the Let's Talk About series. So that's it for this video, and I'm going to be busy gaming by most of these next couple of days, but I will try and check out some more videos. So that's it for now, and see you soon.